Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back to do another video, and today I thought I'd finally get around to my very first Super Sentai episode review. Today's episode is from Ressha Sentai ToQger, called Right Out of a Fairy Tale. Now already the title I like. Fairy Tale, Imagination, Imagination-themed Sentai, Imaginary Characters. Yeah, I guess you can see why this title is very appropriate for this very appropriate season. Now, I think starting with episode 25, this is technically the halfway point of the series, so I figured, might as well start at the halfway point and just work my way up from there. You think? Yes? No? It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's jump right into the review. Now, it starts off with our 5 Rangers going into this station that's been taken over by the Shadow Line. It's called Fairy Tale Station. And already the name sounds, I guess interesting, considering that, fairy tales are supposed to be, happy and lively, but when they get there, they see that the fairy tale characters are not acting as they should. I mean, Cinderella and Little Red Riding Hood are acting, unladylike, I would assume. And then there's this king that's complaining about the weather being too hot, and there's this orange samurai. I guess those are based on Japanese fairy tales that I don't know about. If anyone in the comments know who these two characters are, let me know, and I'll be educated. Anyway, the station was taken over by Baron Nero and his newest shadow monster called Pinspot Shadow, which is this monster that has this giant spotlight on its body, and when it flashes on, I guess, anything or something like that, it brings these characters to life, but they're not acting as they should. At least that's how it is for this king that just came out of a book. I don't know where the samurai, Cinderella, and Little Red Riding Hood came from. I guess they just appeared out of nowhere. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, Takati is hit by the Pinspot Shadow's light, and there's this being that pops out of his imagination, and it's a character that is from Takati's childhood called Ryo Knight. So Ryo Knight saves Takati, and then later Mio and Kagura try to get Cinderella and Little Red Riding Hood to safety, and Wright's getting that samurai to safety, and Akira and Hikari are getting this king to safety as well. Later, they all regroup under this bridge where Nero and the Pinspot Shadow are there to fight once again. And it's a pretty nice fight as far as seeing the Ryo Knight being involved. I'll say this right now, Ryo Knight kind of looks like a quasi-Kamen Rider. Don't you think he looks like a Kamen Rider? At least, a little bit. At least in terms of, his costume. Or maybe something that's straight out of the 1970s or early 80s Super Sentai. I honestly thought that was going to be, some hidden Kamen Rider that somehow Toei didn't tell us about. But either way, I do like that this Ryo Knight got involved with the fight. It really served in developing Takati, because later it's revealed that Ryo Knight is actually a, superhero persona or whatever that's based on Takati's older brother named Ryo, hence the name Ryo Knight. So I think that was a real touching scene. At least I thought it was touching, the way that this little kid at the time made this cartoon of his older brother as being a superhero, since apparently Takati looked up to his older brother as a hero. So I think that was a really nice scene as far as, developing Takati. Seeing that his imagination has never truly left him. So that's good. Anyway, they defeat the Pinspot Shadow, and these fairy tales are returning back to their original spots, and Ryo Knight fades back into Takati's heart, where his imagination truly resides. And then we get the Megazord fight. We get Tokyo and Bill Dio as usual, but then we get some new combinations. Well, not new in the sense that they're brand new to us, because we have the toys to present them to us, but we got Tokyo Build, which is where They just take the bucket from Build.io and it's attached to ToQger. And then Build.io takes the tank and connects the entire Ressha to both the arms, and it's called Build.io Tank. Now, like I said in my previous video about ToQger, that's why I like these Zords, because there's no, definite list of what you can do with these Zords. It's not like you can combine this Zord with that Megazord and that's it. No, you can combine any of these Zords together and you can get some great combinations. That's why I really like these Zords in ToQger. There's no limit to how many Zord combinations that you can make. You can make whichever ones you want. But anyway, back to the rest of the review. With these two new Megazords, they defeat the Pinspot Shadow. Something's going on with Zed at the end of the episode, which just was sort of part of his experiment to make the fairy tale station in the first place. They have a little the ToQgers have this little celebration outside of their train at some lake or whatever. And yeah, fireworks all around. And that's pretty much the episode in a nutshell. Now, I think this was a pretty interesting episode of ToQger, as I've been finding a lot in the series. I love how it, again, focused on the development of Takati, who's honestly my second favorite in the entire series, since I feel like he's getting a lot more development than, Wright or Hikari, but definitely him and Akira are getting a lot of screen time, a lot of development, so they're quickly becoming my two favorite ToQgers as of the halfway point in the series. As far as the action went, it went very well. Not many, color transfers, but I guess that's passable. Because the one thing that I was really looking forward to in this episode was just seeing this Ryo Knight do some fighting. I feel that if, Ryo Knight was not this, I guess, spiritual embodiment of Takati's older brother, I say Ryo Knight could have been an extra hero, an ally. I think that would have been a really great idea to make Ryo Knight into just a recurring character. Not too much, but just enough so he can come in and help out a little bit. But then again, that would kind of take away the whole idea of having, Takati's imagination not be as strong if his brother's always going to be around. Or something like that. Maybe it's for the best that Ryo Knight doesn't appear as much, but if he could appear maybe just for the final battle in ToQger, that'd be perfectly acceptable. Brothers fighting side by side, that would be interesting. And speaking of more interesting things, yeah, apparently they're trying to push for Takati x Mio. This was done 20-some episodes back towards the beginning of the series when Takati and Mio were lost in the woods. They're trying to push that ship to become something canon. I have to say that I think it might lead to something. They're obviously developing feelings for each other. At least I think Takati is. I don't know if Mio even knows that Takati likes her. It's possible, but as far as I know, Takati has this sort of infatuation with Mio. It's not determined, and I don't even know I don't even know if it's going to happen. I mean, it could, given the track record of Sentai relationships, but we'll see what happens. Pinspot Shadow, interesting concept, but his look just didn't seem to really match his whole gimmick. And I don't know what a spotlight has to do with fairy tales at all. I mean, I don't know. You just shine a light on your imaginary characters or something? I don't know. It's too confusing to figure out. I have to remember, this is Sentai logic, and you don't need logic in the Sentai. You just go in there and you just watch it. The Megazord combinations, again, if we get ToQger in America, I'm going to enjoy making that combination for those train Zords. They are going to be really good. But, yeah, other than that, I thought it was a great episode. It's good for the development of Takati. Seeing this Ryo Knight was just epic. Hopefully we get to see him at least one more time and not make him just this one-off character, which is probably what they'll do anyway, but I got my hopes for it. And Zed's just being Zed with him and his shining obsession. And oh yeah, I thought I'd also mention that Schwartz is back. So yeah, he's back and he's gonna do something great. Hopefully he doesn't just die off too quickly, because I knew that he wasn't gonna die that easily before. No way. But yeah, folks, that's it for this review. Let me know what you guys thought of episode 25, Right Out of a Fairy Tale from Ressha Sentai ToQger. And let me know. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you think it could have been better? Do you think maybe Ryo should show up a lot more often? Do you think Takati should get more development? Or do you think he's going to get too much development? Do you think Akira needs to stop talking about dying all the time? Just let me know. Anyway, that's it for this review, guys. Hopefully I'll get to another ToQger episode review next Thursday, which is usually when the subbed episodes appear online anyway. So, I look forward to my next video that's planned out for the next few days. So, until then, this is me saying goodbye, good luck, and take care of yourselves. Later.